Hello and welcome to this week's video, Today in Tech. Michael Trageser here. This week we're going to be looking at a database that I've created to model this physical diagram, this physical entity relationship diagram that I shared with you last week that we've been working on for a few weeks now. So just as a quick recap, last week we looked at these different entities and tried to decide, what kind of values, whether it be integers or strings, depending on how the database would actually be set up, and then looked at how they would relate to each other with primary keys and foreign keys. And now this week, we were tasked with actually creating the database. And you can see here I have it broken up into the same sections here with geographic location, hospitals, occupation, patient, and social behavior. I've created tuples for each of these, and that's something as I'm going to move along here, try and show how to do some different things within this database using CRUD operations. CRUD in this case stands for create, read, update, and delete within this database. That's for SQL. That's four common operations to really help start getting a handle of your database. So I've kind of outlined each of them here, as you can see. So I guess we'll start with create. It's basically assigning data to all of these different pieces of data here. So as you can see from this diagram, all of these in the occupation, we have a lot of booleans, meaning true or false kind of deal. So the occupation ID I have here is 2 with the zip code, and then 1 being true, 0 being false for all of these things. So we go ahead and say go. And then if you come back into here, occupation, you'll see that this just populated there. So that is how you create. I guess the next step would be to read the read command. So we can actually look between different tables as well. So in this case, we're selecting from hospitals and comparing that with the patient section where the zip codes are alike. So we can go ahead and say go. And enter results set. Whoops. I must have mistakenly done that. I will come back to that. Sorry about that. The next thing we have here is update. So you can see right here, we're updating the zip code of the patient ID that I have in here as number 1. I had it originally as 15238, where I'm from in Pittsburgh, and I'm changing it to 10629. So we can say go. And then if we go back in here where the patient ID is 1, you will see that it changed to 10629. The last command would be delete. So this is deleting data from various tables. So here you can see delete from patient where the patient ID is 1. So we can delete that. And then if we go back in here, that whole row where the patient ID was 1, where we had just changed the zip code there, it is no longer that row of data is no longer there. So these are just different ways that you can manipulate data within this SQL database. And yeah, stay tuned for next week's video.